Cain is worried about how he got here, but the guy in front of him suggests that he shouldn't panic, because he has heard about him through all the gods, that Cain is reincarnated. So Cain asks, who is he, and how does he know about this? He tells him that he is Hirasawa Yuuya, so Cain is shocked that the first king is alive. So he thinks it's been 300 years, and it might be a ghost. So Yuuya shows his status to Cain, and in it is written that Yuuya is the god of creation. So Yuuya explains it to Cain, that he created this world 300 years ago, which is why he is called the god of creation, and as a god, he will not age. Later on, he tells Cain that God wants him to train him, but Cain doesn't want to because he thinks he is already so strong, so Yuuya uses the cookie trick to check his strength. But Yuuya defeated him so easily, so he told him that Cain had to get much stronger to defeat an evil god named Aaron, who manipulates people's minds and makes them fight. Even though Aaron was sealed by Yuuya 300 years ago, now the seal is weakening. But Cain wants Yuuya to defeat Aaron again, but he can't because he is God now and can't interfere in Cain's world. And Aaron has something to do with Cain's past life, so Yuuya teleports Cain with him to the forest to train him. He wants Cain to reach Yuuya's house by defeating all these monsters, but Cain is worried it might take years. So Yuuya tells him that 1 year in this world equals 1 day in Cain's world. So Yuuya goes back, and while Cain's maid is worried about him, so are Princess Tellas and Silk. They arrive to find Yuuya, but he wasn't home, so they are waiting for him in his house. Now, back in the present, Cain starts hunting monsters one by one, but it's getting tougher for him. He pretty much lost hope of ever succeeding in reaching the house. But at that moment, he hears a voice, so he goes there. He sees a baby wolf injured, so he is almost about to take his life. But he realized that he wanted to save people around him, so he used the rest of his power to heal the baby wolf and get unconscious. So at that moment, the baby wolf starts protecting him as soon as he wakes up. He thanks the baby wolf for helping him, so he names it Haku, and they both start hunting in the forest. And almost 4 years later, he finally reached Yuuya's house. As he gets there, Yuuya says he can sign a contract with Fenrir, so he made Haku his familiar, and later on, he asks Yuuya about his connection to Eren, so at that moment, he introduces Darien as a new teacher to train. As his training starts, Darien knocks down Cain with one hit. So later, when Cain wakes up in Darien's home, Darien calls him down, and Darien's wife greets him. At that moment, he sees a baby dragon, so Haku and Dragon starts playing. Later on, while having lunch, Cain starts crying because he finally had a decent meal in years, so Darien's wife gets so happy for him. While back at Cain's home, Tellas and Silk were practicing making cookies for him. Now back to Cain. After lunch, training starts again, but he gets defeated easily. Later on, while fighting Darien, he reminisced about what Yuuya told him about Eren being the 8th god of amusement, but he was banished because he used human lives as a game to manipulate them into getting into war, so to stop him, his parents were summoned with Yuuya in that world. But Cain was alone on Earth without parents, so they all searched for a way to go back to their world, but only one way back is to defeat Eren. So Cain's parents fought alongside Yuuya to seal Eren, but in the process, they got killed. Now, back in the present, Cain uses his dad's magic overload spell, and defeats Darien, and now he is back with Yuuya to greet his parents on their graves. Cain thanks Yuuya for being there for his parents, so Yuuya tests Cain's powers again. And he passes, so he turns Cain back into a teenager, and Darien gives the baby dragon to Cain as a familiar. Now he is back at home, so both Tellas and Silk are happy to see him back, and he started eating the cookies they made for him. If you liked what you saw, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel.